Hey Internet, Eric here. As I mentioned in a short week ago, maybe a few days ago, every month this year on the channel is going to have a theme. It's January, Jean-Claude Van January. So unless I have an interview or a random live stream with Frenzy, it's pretty much going to be just Jean-Claude Van Damme movies here discussed for this month. And I'm starting out with a favorite of mine, spoilers. I didn't even realize it was like a 30th anniversary, which is pretty cool. Today I'm going to discuss from 1994, Street Fighter. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Like I said, this came out in 1994. Basic plot of this is Raul Julia plays... It's based off the fighting game, and how do you make a plot out of a fighting game. Basically, the plot is Raul Julia plays M. Bison, evil warlord in the fictional city of Shadaloo in Thailand. He's kidnapped a bunch of hostages. You got to pay him $1 billion or something like that, or else they're going to be executed in 3 days. And Colonel Guile, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, is heading a team to try to rescue them. One of his best friends is a hostage. We are also following Ryu and Ken, who are pretty much stuck in the middle of Guile's, I guess you would say, mission, but also dealing with Sagat and his group. Okay, there's more to it. First off, like I said, I really have a fun time with this movie. It's very self-aware, goofy as shit, but doesn't try to be much more than that. Let's get to the performances. First off, Van Damme as Guile. Guile is the all-American boy, you know, soldier. He's got the American flag tattoos on his arms. So let's got to get a guy from Belgium to play him. It doesn't matter. Van Damme can't act. At least at this stage of his career. He's not the best actor. He's like Arnold. He's hired for his skills. Whether it's, you know, Arnold, the bodybuilding, the muscles, the kicking ass, Van Damme for his martial arts. He'll never win an Oscar, especially based off of this performance. But he can deliver a bad line with a little bit of charisma. He does have some comedy. There's a great scene where he thinks he's defeated the Shadaloo warriors. Like, he pulls a knife out and they back away, and he's got this cocky, shit-eating grin, and it's mainly because he doesn't realize there's a whole platoon of soldiers causing the bad guys to walk away type of thing. So, Van Damme is what he is. Raul Julia as M. Bison steals the show in this. He was dying of stomach cancer, and he did this movie only because one of his kids was a fan of the fighting game. He plays this goofy-ass, over-the-top character, the way it's written, like it's Shakespeare. And that's what I love. He's the only one in this movie taking it so damn serious, and he stands out. Fantastic performances, whether he is in your face, whether he's insane, talking about how he's going to, like, he's giving Sagat money, you know, to pay for something. And it's Bison dollars. It's literally a picture of M. Bison on all these dollar bills. Sagat says, you know, this isn't worth the paper it's printed on. And Bison so seriously says, on the contrary, these will be worth, each Bison dollar will be worth 5 British pounds after I kidnap the Queen. That type of stuff. When he gives a monologue talking about how, you know, I'm not trying to create a super soldier for bad, but for good. Again, he really believes every fucking thing that's going in his head. And everyone knows the great classic line when he's talking to Chun Li. Chun Li's talking about the time when Bison invaded her village and killed her father. And Bison says, to you, the day M. Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. To me, it was Tuesday. He doesn't remember. He doesn't care. And that's what I love about Raul Julia. The other characters, we have Ming-Na, plays Chun Li, who is a reporter trying to get revenge on M. Bison. She's great for what little she's given. She does some great martial arts, the very little she's given. She does have a good chemistry with the actors who play E. Honda and Balrog. I like her a lot. I just wish there was more of her in this. The actor who plays Ryu is pretty much the main character. He and Ken, they work well off of each other. You can tell that they've been buddies for a long, long time, but they really annoy the hell out of each other. Great martial artists. Lots of fun. Wes Studi as Sagat. He brings like a presence in this, like his. If you like Wes, if you know who Wes Studi is, he always puts his all into all of his characters, no matter the movie, whether it's this, Last of the Mohicans, or something like Deep Rising. Wes Studi brings this elegance to this goofy ass type of movie, and I love it. Who else is there? We have Miguel Nunez as DJ, funniest other than Zangief, one of the funniest characters. Like there's a scene where Guile fakes his death, and DJ is standing next to M Bison, and he says, "Congratulations, General. He's dead. On the contrary, I mourn." Oh, okay. Little things like that. He's running away, after Guile has taken over, M Bison's area, and he's got like a trunk full of money, and he's running away. And Zangief is like, "DJ, why are you running away? We must stop the invaders." He's like, no, these are the good guys. M Bison's the bad guy. Why did you work for him? Because he paid me a freaking fortune, you moron. He's a lot of fun. Andrew Bernarski, who plays Zangief, is probably the funniest character in this movie. He's like a lower class, I guess you would say, Drax the Destroyer, because he's just a big fucking dumb idiot. But he's a lot of fun. There's the whole scene where there's a truck full of explosives that's going down to their camp. It's going down the hill. It's being broadcast on a TV, showing them that it's happening. He yells, "Quick, change the channel." He's very, very dumb but lovable. He's such a fun bad guy. Dalsim, the actor who plays Dalsim, he's just there. He's a scientist. Doesn't do much. Doesn't matter. E. Honda and Balrog, they are... I'm trying to think. I've never seen the actor who plays Balrog before, but he's really fun. He's got a lot of quips. I've seen the actor who plays E. Honda before. He's in who plays Weezer. He's in the Weezer song, or the Weezer music video for Hash Pipe. He's even doing the E. Honda 100-hand slaps. He's also in Basketball. He's the really big Samoan dude that Squeak makes the "your mom's dead" type of comment to. They're lots of fun. Let's see, who else? Let's see here. They don't have Fei Long, but they replaced him with some generic Japanese guy. He's fine, can barely speak English. T-Hawk, that character is there just to wear a bandana and say some lines. Doesn't really do much. He punches a couple people. Cammy is played by, what is her name? The locomotion chick. What is her name? Everybody doing the brand new dance. Kylie Minogue. Thank you, Kylie Minogue. She's there just to look pretty in a sleeveless shirt and very, very tight pants. Not gonna complain. But she kicks some ass, but she's not the greatest. Who else am I missing? Blanka. He is probably the worst thing though when it comes to Blanka. Blanka was the coolest thing in this fighting game. He was, until you found out of his backstory, he was basically this big Hulk-looking monster. Could electrocute people. Pointy teeth, could bite you. Looked really, really cool. Well, the idea was kind of cool because in the game, Guile is going after M. Bison for revenge for the murder or disappearance of his friend Charlie. Well, you find out that Charlie is actually being turned into Blanka. So they have that little history, I guess you would say, mixing together. The problem is Blanka looks like shit. Now, I like how he's being part of this like super soldier type project. They're filling him with a bunch of like radioactive goop, I guess you would say, to increase his muscle mass. They're making him watch different footages of bad things like the Holocaust and bombings and this and that until Dalsim tries to save his mind by putting in videos of weddings and Martin Luther King and everything. The problem is when he comes out, because in the game, Blanka has like a greenish yellow skin. He's got like orangish red hair, but he looks like this gigantic, jungle beast. In the movie, he looks so fucking stupid. He's like if it was like the inbred kid of Lou Ferrigno's Incredible Hulk and Grace Jones from fucking Vamp. You know what I mean? He looks bad. We don't really get any fighting scenes from him. We get no electricity, no biting. And then in the end, Blanka just wants to be put out of his misery and dies in an explosion. It's a fucking waste. Fucking waste. But overall, oh, Vega. One more character. Vega. Says like 4 lines in the whole movie. Doesn't really do much. He's a good fighter, and he's probably the best looking when it comes to the accuracy of the character. You got the mask, the glove, the snake tattoo. So, Vega. The action. Over the top. Great. Lots of fun. Explosions everywhere. Bullets everywhere. The fight scene. I love the final fight scene between Raul Julia and Van Damme. Raul Julia, obviously, he can't do much because of his illness. Van Damme's doing most of the work. But they're flying, like, because he can levitate himself, and he's doing his, flying punch or whatever, the Raiden battering ram, whatever it's called. And it's just him knocking Van Damme, for a loop and stuff like that. Van Damme is doing his what is it called? Not the, the spin kick, the upside down kick, whatever it's called. Not the sonic boom, whatever it is. I love how right before they fight, they take 2 quotes from the game. Are you man enough to fight me? Anyone who opposes me will be destroyed. Great stuff. I like how we think that Guile kills M. Bison, but part of his coat does CPR on him and electroshock and administers adrenaline. That kind of goofy shit is fun. I love the scene where E. Honda is fighting Zangief, and E. Honda's doing the 100-hand slap, and they're fighting, and they go through the floor, and then we go to the only 2 Japanese people on the whole army, of Van Damme's army, and they're watching, and E. Honda and Zangief are fighting and they're trashing this little model of Bisonopolis, and Bison was going to create his own town, and it's great. The Japanese people are watching these 2 monsters fight. There are Godzilla noises thrown in there. That type of goofy shit is fun. I love the fight between Ryu and Vega. Ryu does his fireball. Vega does his rolling stab. Ken does his dragon punch against Sagat. There's a lot of fun in this. A lot of fun. And that's what I was looking for in a movie that's based off of a video game. This was 1994, I think. So that's a year after Independence Day. One of the main things everyone knows about Independence Day is Bill Pullman's presidential speech. Well, today is our Independence Day. Well, Van Damme gives his own Independence Day type speech in this, because I guess you'd say the United States are basically going to pay M. Bison his ransom money. And Van Damme goes through this whole spiel like, we can go home. The United States is going to pay Bison's money. So the people who have died fighting him have died for nothing. But we can go home. Well, I'm not going to go home. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard. Like he's trying to emote and he just can't. That the next Bison wannabe is going to feel it. Who wants to go home and who wants to go with me? And then everyone cheers. It's the same fucking thing. Today is our Independence Day. There's the cheesy Van Damme's driving the speedboat to sneak into Shadaloo. It's basically Night Boat, if you know that Simpsons reference. And of course, he has to be playing a tape of him and 2 girls and Charlie, because he's going to remember Charlie, to this cheesy song. It's the whole, I'm coming for my friend, I got to remember him type of montage. Goofy as shit, stupid. What else? It's just, I don't know what else I'm missing, but again, this movie is so much fun. After everybody wins, Bison is killed, everyone yells hooray, they all freeze frame in their winning poses for the game. I really like this movie. Lots of nods to the original, like the thing that Bison has a little craft or whatever you'd say that he can hover around in his area, and what it is, its controls are the literal video game controls from the arcade game. This movie is very self-aware, very goofy, but very, very fun. I love it. You're not going to get great acting. Like Ming-Na Wen, she once said that she was embarrassed by this movie. Now she's come to love it. She can appreciate for what it is. And that's what I do. I appreciate for what it is. An over-the-top, goofy as hell action movie based off of a video game with no plot. You have fun performances overall. Raul Julia taking this 100% serious. Like I said, like this is some Shakespearean play. Over the top action, goofy stuff, funny lines. The only really disappointment was Blanka looks like shit. You know what I mean? The soundtrack is cheesy, but who fucking cares? I highly recommend Street Fighter. Happy 30th anniversary. Did not realize that when I picked that to be the first, I guess you would say, entry into Jean-Claude Van January. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Comment below. Tell me, do you love this movie? Do you hate this movie? Is it a guilty pleasure? Which it shouldn't be. Always be proud of what you enjoy. Coming up next, Time Cop. Haven't seen that movie since I was probably in high school, so I'm very interested in seeing how that is. And then this Saturday, interview with my buddy Germ T. Ripper. He is a ring announcer for Independent Pro Wrestling, and among other things, he does a lot of stuff. And then after that, maybe I'll have Bloodsport, and then I don't know what else. And then I got another interview with my AVN Hall of Famer Melissa Hill, and then Jean-Claude Van try to say that 5 times fucking fast. Jean-Claude Van January will continue. So, like I said, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Click the bell. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I've said this spiel all the time. Whew. Cheers.